All right, here we are in a beautiful Lake Havasu City morning, just a slightly breezy. Want to share a really nice Survivor here with you. Spudman knows the history of this car. It's been in his family for about 25 years. It's a 69 Ford Ranchero. It has 49,000 actual miles. It is a Fairlane 500 with the Rio Grande package. It's rare to find these in this kind of condition. It has there were 816 of the Rio Grandes built. We're going to do a little walk around and share with you what we know about the car. It is a little bit breezy. I have wind reduction on the camera set. We'll see how that works. It is original paint, or mostly original paint. All the trim on the car has never been apart. We know that for a fact. Spudman went with his father-in-law in the early 90s to a place in Old Town Boise that had a little garage in the back. A gentleman had passed away and his widow had this car for sale. It was underneath sheets back in the early 90s. It was purchased. At that time it had 24,000 actual miles on it. Currently it has 49,007 miles on it. He later sold it about 7 years ago to his brother, my wife's uncle. Anyway, he's asked me to sell the car. I didn't think this car would ever get sold, but here it is. We're going to share with you what we know about it as we go around the car. We're going to show you all. It's got wonderful patina. It is an original paint car, from what we can tell, almost everywhere. We don't know of any paint work other than the tailgate that was done. At one time, a mechanic was doing brake repairs and he wiped the fender here with a rag, so the paint's a little bit thin. It buffs out and it shines. You can see the thin area right there. Just on the top of this left front fender, somebody wanted to fix that. The factory color is called Calypso Coral. It's a special built car. It's a 351 4-barrel V8. It is all factory under the hood. Do a little walk around here. We'll show you the little light patina spots. There's a little mark right there. A little tiny mark right there. I mean, I'm not going to point out every little thing, but I'm going to show you what I see as I go around here. You can see where the paint's got thin over the years on the factory rally stripe on the hood, the 351. Small little scratch right there. But you're looking at paint. Wait till we get underneath the hood. You'll see all the original bolts are under the hood. It's just spectacular. It's amazing this car survived all these years with 49,000 actual miles on it. It is rock solid. It was sold new at Boise, at Bob Rice Ford in Boise, Idaho. So it was in Boise, Idaho up until about 2005, 2006 when it went to Burbank. My father-in-law's brother had the car. He kept it in a garage. You'll see where somebody has used a Scotch-Brite or something on a small area of the bumper here to clean off something, which was a mistake, but that doesn't hurt it. You could easily replate that bumper. I'm not making excuses for this car. This car is just beautiful just the way it is. I probably would not change a thing if it were me. It is absolutely rock solid, like we said earlier. The trim, all the bumpers on the car, everything on the car is original to the car, including the roof on it. So it's a documented 3-owner car with 49,000 actual miles. It has the original spare we're going to show you here in just a minute. The Rio Grande package came with special hubcap centers with rally wheels that say Rio Grande Ranchero. One of them is mismatched. Came with a factory rally stripe down the side. We're going to show you the black vinyl top, which is absolutely the original. It's just gorgeous. The windshield has been replaced. It's got a PPG windshield in it. The rest of the glass is all factory. Ranchero emblem on the quarter here. The Rio Grande option came with, there was only 816 of these built, came with this these factory bed rails on them. They were designed and built by Ford. We're going to get inside here and tell you all the interior on this car is also original, right down to the Philco AM radio. Factory door panels. You'll even see a little bit of patina right there. Look at the door jambs on this car. See the original bolts, how they're original. The hardware is all original in the door jambs of this car. This car has never had a paint job, ever. There's no paint lines or issues. Door jamb here. These are original weather strips. The headliner is perfect. We'll get it from both sides. The light might be a little bit tough from this side. Again, this is original upholstery seat. A little bit of a entry spot here. The dash has absolutely no cracks on it. This car's always been kept indoors. It does have the original carpet in it. The courtesy lights work. Glove box. Again, the original Philco radio. We'll show you from the other side. Lake Havasu, there's always something going on. Doors shut perfectly like they're supposed to. The windows fit right. Some patina on the top of the mirror there. You know, you can't pay for this kind of patina. It's just an original. It's a little bit thin along this edge right here. See it right there? A little dark primer underneath. It's got Dunlop Radial GT Qualifier tires on it. Those are 14-inch rally wheels. Those tires are actually good. They're not dry rotted or anything, but they are aged a little bit. One spot we know that's been painted is the tailgate because it got a little damage one time with my father-in-law, but they refinished the tailgate. It looks good. Could have been prepped just a little bit better. We're going to show you the tailgate here. This is all original CAD plating on all the hardware. It's never been in a rusty climate. Idaho does not salt. And again, 49,000 actual miles. 49,007 to be exact. The wind may be an issue with the camera here. The bed has done nothing but haul household kind of stuff. Hasn't hauled rocks or anything like that. There's no rock dents. Sorry for my camera bag up there. I'll show you that corner. It's just fine. Bottom side of the tailgate and the drain holes are sweet. The trim and the chrome and the patina is very nice on the chrome. Very minimal patina. Rear bumper chrome's just fine. Front cup bumper, I mentioned the little spot it had up on the front there. Again, little thin spot here on the paint. These are original taillights with some patina on the chrome. Limited amount. Beautiful. You stand back, you take a look at it. It has factory dual exhaust, or factory single exhaust on it. I actually toyed with putting dual exhaust on it before we sold it because the tailpipe's got just minor perforations, but you know, I just couldn't make myself change anything. Get a little bit of patina down there. It's an original gas cap. We have a chrome that goes with it if you want it. It runs like a Swiss watch. We're going to show you underneath the engine compartment here. But from what we know, all the paint's original except for the tailgate that we saw painted, and it does have some thin areas that you may want to address. But you know what? I wouldn't touch a thing. I've said that before. The roof is just beautiful. It's pretty rare when I can bring a car to you. I've done thousands of cars and about $40 million worth of sales over the years. I know what I'm doing. And it's very rare when I can bring you a car that I personally know its history, dating back to the early 90s, and I was there when the car was purchased from the widow and 24,000 actual miles. Currently has 49. Again, original door panels. I forgot to cover one thing over on the other side. The original spare and everything is in there. I'll come back to that, a little short video clip here in a minute. Again, original upholstery, original steering wheel, original dash. This car's never been apart. It's a factory disc brake car. We did run a Marty report on it. Pardon my little wipe down stuff here. We'll move it back. Underneath here is the tool well for the back. It has a jack wrench in it. And it's rock solid. And of course there's the original spare. I'll go ahead and include it in this portion of the video. That is an original tire from the car. But the jack and everything is there. It does have seat belts for I believe a child and or a center occupant. We've only got 2 sitting on the front seat because that's all we need. Has a shoulder restraint style if you would decide to use it. Retractable seat belts, and these again are original seat belts. We're gonna hop in here. 49,000 actual miles on it. 49,007, so 007. The dash pad, as you can see, is all original. There are no cracks in it. We got to do the headliner again for you from this side because we didn't cover it. Right here there's a little bit of glue. If you remember back in the early 70s, they sent you a little sticker from the factory. It was a recall. It says, caution, use emergency brake, could pop into reverse. If you remember these things that get away from you. But that's where that little sticker would have been. Factory Philco AM radio, which still works. Nobody smoked in the ashtray here. I can remember driving this car to the racetrack when I was racing stock cars on Saturday night back in the 90s. Just a really neat car. For a while I used it when I was out of car. When one of my cars was broke down, my father-in-law let me use it. You'll see some of the original color through where they'd painted the black here. There's no question this car is an actual mile car. We're gonna fire it up. Starts right up, runs very nicely. All the gauges work. Of course, it's got idiot lights, but they appear to work. 3/4 of a tank of gas in it. I know because it had a quarter and I put more gas in it. The clock does not work. The radio does work.
7856 or visit our website at MV.
Typical AM radio. Good sound. Wipers all work. We're going to give you a view of the undercarriage and under the hood. Again, look at the CAD bolts underneath this. The fenders have never been off this car. Let you hear the sound of it a little bit. That's 49,000 actual miles for you right there. Anyway, we're going to take it for a little drive here in a minute after we cover a few things, and we'll take you for a drive with us. Thanks for visiting. Right, listen to me show you underneath the hood here. As promised, this truck or Ranchero or Ute is all original. The fenders have never been off the car. The windshield washer bottle, the motor actually works on it. I think we need to clear out the squirters. It'll squirt a little bit. It's a 351, factory 351 original 4-barrel V8. It's one of about 813 Rancheros built with this engine and transmission combination. We know we have the Marty report on it, which we'll share at spudsgarage.com. That's the original hood and all the original latches. We'll go up here and we'll show you the firewall. You can see all the original wiring and hardware, so on and so forth. It is a powered disc brake car. Has factory power disc brakes. Heater, obviously. Those are original hood hinges. All the hardware you can see here, which is really the neat part. Get up close here on the fender bolts. They've never been moved. The glue right here where it squeezed through. You'll find the same thing underneath here on this fender where the glue is squeezed through. We know it's a matching number. We have all the numbers off the car. The original tag on the coil that shows the engine options is there. The carburetor tags. We'll have pictures of all of those at spudsgarage.com. We're sure the water pump's been changed over the years, that kind of thing, hoses, so on and so forth. There's a Motorcraft starter solenoid. Factory horns. The horns do work. We'll beep the horn for you when we take it for a drive. We don't know if the radiator is original, but I believe it is. I believe they took it out and all they did was hot tank and rod it out, which is what they called it back then. Anyway, we're thinking you get the idea. It runs very nicely. We'll take you for a drive here. Thanks for visiting and listening to me. It's hard to find a car that's this original. With that said, go to spudsgarage.com where we'll have a copy of the Marty like report. I said, we're going to take you for a little drive. It does start right up. Got the Taz key ring here. One thing I wanted to show you is the turn signals. The factory turn signals on the hood. There's the right turn signal. See it on the hood scoop. And of course on the dash. And then we'll hit the left one. Right there. The odometer works, the speedometer works, the radio works. We're going to take it for a little drive down the road. Take it back to the house, put it away so it doesn't get any more miles on it. Currently has 4907. By the time we get it back to our storage unit, let's call it 4,910 miles. Actual. There will be the owner, the current owner, which is my wife's uncle, will sign an actual mile affidavit. You drive this car through town, everybody just stares at it. It's just a good looking car. We're gonna get it in the sun here so you can see the color of the paint across the hood and the hood scoop. I think that jack in the back make it just a little bit of vibration noise. We'll give it a little gas here once somebody gets out of our way and we get past this bump up here. I'll take you for a little drive. It's a lot of fun. Again, go to spudsgarage.com. We're going to have plenty of photos for you to look at. This car will literally get with it. Of course, he's going to pull out in front of me. Anyway, you get the idea. Go to spudsgarage.com. Hang on to the end of the video where we'll definitely have more. Hate to see this one go. We're going to show you the undercarriage. I know I have a little wind. It's all original, like I've said, all the way around the car. The floor pans are absolutely rock solid. The rear quarters are gorgeous here. Factory rear differential. Nothing's been detailed or sprayed up. Has factory single exhaust. Again, the wind may be bad here. There's the exhaust tip right there. Somebody had put an exhaust tip on it. A little bit perforated tailpipe. Like I said, I considered putting dual on it, but you know, I wanted to leave it original. You can see the factory orange through the frame, the factory undercoating on the car. It's not undercoating, black. Rockers. You'll notice right here on the rocker, the old man had taken silver and painted along this edge to make sure it wouldn't rust. He did the same thing on the front crossmember. I'll show you that in a second. His factory power steering car. We'll show you all the floor pans are absolutely rock solid. There's one little spot here where you're starting to see a little bit of perforation that could be addressed, but that's the only spot I can find on the whole car. It's not a rusty car. You can see the front suspension. I talked about him covering components with silver to prevent rust. But really, there was no reason for it. You can see the silver paint here. It has had new radius arm bushings. The alignment's been done. The car runs and drives exactly fine. It does have power disc brakes. Has an FMX automatic transmission. The wheels and tires, they're all 14s. They are original wheels to the car. You'll see they have some patina on them. They're original 14-inch wheels. It is missing one center cap, but we have 4 NOS centers that go with the car. Not the caps, just the centers. I can't find the cap. Anyway, there's the undercarriage right there. Again, you'll see the silver where the old man painted along the rocker pinch there. Been that way forever. A little bit of light. The light's not perfect there, but you can see the floor pans are original. Again, original wheel on the back with real center cap. Again, look at these. They're just rock solid. The bottom of the quarters. Anyway, we're thinking you get the idea. We appreciate you coming to Spud's Garage. This, again, was a family jewel we thought would never sell. Anyway, snap it up. These Rancheros are going to go up. I can guarantee you that, especially a 49,000 mile actual car.